Good morning everybody and welcome to the Mel Soul Golf School. I am Mel Soul, Director of Instruction and Master Professional at the location in Pawleys Island. I also have locations in Sunset Beach, North Carolina, and I've just returned from upstate New York in a little town called Ellicottville. It's mainly a ski town, but in the summer it turns into a beautiful little golf town. Quaint is the word I use for the town. It's very old-fashioned and I really enjoy it. They have some fabulous restaurants there, and it's a really nice place to come in the summer because the temperature this year didn't get above 80. 80 was like the hottest day that I experienced there. So the temperature stays nice and it's perfect for golf. The students had a great time. Unfortunately, the Canadian border at that time was still closed, so I couldn't get any of my Canadian students to come over, so I lost 8 or 10 Canadian students that usually come every year. But we made a small profit and it was definitely worth the trip. Today I want to talk about something, and if you've been to my school, you've heard me talk about this, but those of you that haven't, there are 4 things. If you are serious about your golf game, and almost every student that comes to the school, I'll say to them, obviously the fact that you're coming to golf school and you're paying money to come to golf school to get advice from me or from David, that you're serious about your golf game. Oh yes, we're definitely serious about our golf game. Well, there's 4 things you should have in your golf bag if you are serious about your golf game. And if you don't have these pieces of equipment to help you, you're not serious about your golf game. So I want to give you the 4, and if you haven't got them, go out and buy them. It's not expensive. So first thing, alignment sticks. You want to have at least 2 alignment sticks in your bag, and when I say in your bag, I mean in your bag. These stay in my bag 365 days a year, and I've got 8 or 9 because of my teaching. I keep more, but they're very small and they're very light, so it doesn't take up any space. And I use these not only for alignment and ball position, but sometimes a teaching aid. So if I stick this in the ground here and I get a student to stand and I put the alignment stick into his knee there like that, then if he moves his knee, this is going to hold him in place. If he slides with his hip, I'll put it over here and it'll stop him from moving his hip. So teaching aids. If I'm trying to get a student to shift their weight, I'll stick it in the ground over here and I'll get them to try and hit their hip into that. Gives them the feel, gives them an idea of what they're trying to accomplish. That's number 1. Number 2, this is called an orange whip. And if you don't know what it is, look it up. I use this as a warm-up. I don't use this to increase my club head speed. I use my speed sticks for that. And those are not an absolute must, but if you go on my website and look for speed sticks, you'll find them, and that helps you increase club head speed. But this just helps you stretch. And so I swing back and forth slowly, and slowly I get up speed with it. And this really does a nice stretch in my back, and then I'll sometimes put it across my shoulders like this and do some stretching this way as well. And so before I practice or before my round, I'll go using the orange whip. Another thing is a range finder. Again, I keep this in my bag 365 days a year. If I've got a little short shot, I can go here and I can look at that flag and I can say, all right, that flag is 31 yards from me, the little flag that's on my practice range. I can get there and say, okay, I've got to hit this in the air about 25, it's going to land short and it's going to roll up to the flag. It tells me how far. So occasionally this first hole, which is a par 5, if I hit my drive in the trees, I'll sometimes play my second shot up here because this is not out of bounds, but it allows me to play a shot into the green. So from where I'm standing, I can shoot the flag and it's 92.5. So I know, okay, for me, that's going to be a sand wedge, a lob wedge. I'm going to take my lob wedge. I can hit a full lob wedge. It's going to get me pretty close to the flag maybe, but at least I'll be on the green. And then the final thing is not, those three things are musts in your golf bag. This is a little mini launch monitor. These are not expensive. You can get them online nowadays for under 200 bucks. 150, 120, I've seen them. But what this does is you put it down on the ground and it measures, it gives you a readout in the back here as to how far the ball went in the air. You plug in what club you're hitting, it'll tell you your air time. I recently gave a lesson to a regular student of mine, and I said to him, do you know how far you hit your 9-iron, your 8-iron, your 7-iron, your 6-iron, your 5-iron? And he went, no, I don't. Like, how can you score on the golf course if you don't know exactly how far you got? And he said, oh, I've got one of those already. I said, well, fat lot of good it's doing sitting in your golf bag. So when he came for his next lesson, he had a little chart and he said, there, I went and put that out and I measured every club. So now you always want to know your air time. So you can say, all right, I need to fly this to that flag, I need to fly it in the air 85 yards. It's going to hit and release 4 or 5 yards. So I'm going to look at my chart and say, all right, what club do I need to hit the ball 85 yards? At least then, and if I'm using my little chart, eventually I'm going to memorize it and eventually it's going to be easy. So I'm hitting the ball now pretty much the same distance with my irons as I used to when I was playing tournament golf. And so I know exactly how far each club goes in the air, plus or minus a few yards, because we're never going to hit every shot perfect. So when you practice, alignment sticks in your bag all the time. The final thing, and I'm going to go into the side pocket here, the final thing is a putting mirror. And if you don't have a putting mirror, man, you are losing out. This putting mirror I use constantly, and it helps me when I put it down and I get over it. I get my eyes, because it's a mirror, I can see my face. There's a line there. I get my eyes on that line and I can stand and practice. Currently 16 of the top 20 players in the world use this particular putting mirror. This is a absolute must if you can improve your putting. The first time I used it, I was blown away by the posture that this put me in, and I realized that for years I'd been standing in the wrong posture. So the putting mirror helps. I've reduced the price of the putting mirror significantly. So if you go to my website and look up putting mirror, these now retail for about 20 bucks. So putting mirror, alignment sticks, rangefinder, those are things that must be, and then you can add that one in if you need to. And you can add the orange whip in if you need to. Those are two that are not absolute musts. Get those to improve your golf. I promise you, you won't be sorry.